power of Mother Nature is above all else. From the incredible tranquility of the forests to the raging strength of the seas, nature never fails to amaze me with its unparalleled beauty. These pictures remind me of how fortunate I am to study in such beautiful, practically untouched countryside every single day, and how much I appreciate the joy it brings. During these worrying and unprecedented times, there is nowhere I would rather be than up in Laudato, Scotland. For as long as I can remember, I have travelled up with my grandparents, and I look back with such fond memories of my granddad teaching me how to fish in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by continuous green fields and the most beautiful mountains I've ever seen. I would love nothing more than to sit by the river, listening to the water, or to walk through the endless forests that envelop it. But for now, pictures will have to do. Close your eyes and picture yourself in your favourite place, and appreciate the peace and the calm just for a moment. Now imagine that same place littered with rubbish. Feel the humidity of the smog caused by the factories that are scattered around you. Notice the lack of animals and the sounds they once made replaced with the noise of heavy machinery. The once quiet paths are now full of people, carelessly stamping down on the wildlife. This is no longer your happy place. We are all connected by our love for nature, and I am sure that what you just imagined filled you with the same anger and upset that I felt, because it's happening right now. This is the sad reality that we must all have the love and compassion to face and fight. We must be attentive to the effects of climate change and discerning in our actions to help reduce its effects. I would be devastated if my happy place was ruined by the careless actions of our world, as I'm sure you would be too. I want to end on the parts of Laudato Si that I find the most powerful, inspired by passages from Genesis and Romans. This sister now cries out to us because of the harm we have inflicted on her by our irresponsible use and abuse of the goods with which God has endowed her. We have come to see ourselves as her lords and masters, entitled to plunder her at will. The violence present in our hearts, wounded by sin, is also reflected in the symptoms of sickness evident in the soil, in the water, in the air, and in all forms of life. This is why the earth herself, burdened and laid waste, is among the most abandoned and maltreated of our poor. She groans in travail. We have forgotten that we, ourselves, are dust of the earth. Our very bodies are made up of her elements. We breathe her air, and we receive life and refreshment from her waters. By making small changes to our lives, we are able to protect the one thing that every person has in common. The one thing, regardless of time, place, age, race, religion, and gender, every single person is able to appreciate: the planet. By saving the planet, we are saving our neighbours too. We are bringing them joy and happiness by caring for our common home, maintaining the one thing that everyone in the world is connected by.